All right, as I call your name for Raymond, if you come up and have a seat there. You're already there, Mr. Felonies. So I guess we'll go first with you. All right. Case number 25-CR-114, State of Ohio versus Autumn Carlonis. Mr. Carlonis is present at the council table, and representing the state is Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Adam King. Ms. Carlonis is indicted on one charge of receiving stolen property, a fourth-degree felony, and Mr. King has the alleged victim or victims been notified of the time, place, and purpose of this hearing, the right to be heard?
Yes, they have, Your Honor, and they've elected not to attend the hearing this morning.
All right, Mr. Carlonis, your indictment alleges that on or about June the 5th, 2025, in this county, you did receive, retain, or dispose of a 2012 Kia Soul motor vehicle, as defined in statute, that was the property of another, and that you knew or had reasonable cause to believe had been obtained through the commission of theft offense. So that's a charge of stolen property, receiving stolen property, a fourth-degree felony, carries a possible term of incarceration of 6 to 18 months, a fine of $5,000. Now, you're entitled to have an attorney. If you don't have money, hire one. The court will appoint one for you. I see you did fill out your financial affidavit, and it was filed on the 22nd of August. And is everything on this form complete?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And when's the last time you worked, Ms. Carlonis?
I haven't.
I'm sorry?
Haven't recently. Recently, I've been doing home house cleaning, back and forth. Recently, moved away from my grandma's, and I go see her, visit her. She helps me.
Okay.
All
right. Well, then the court will find that you are appointed counsel, appointed Attorney Dennis Kirk to represent you. In the absence of counsel, I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. All right, we will set your first pretrial for September the 19th. Let's see, yeah, that's when I'm setting cases, the 19th. Okay. We'll set it for, why don't you give me the calendar. Your bond will be an OR only, which is your promise to appear. If you fail to appear, you could be prosecuted for a felony, and if convicted, sentenced on that, no matter what happens in this case. You'll be under pretrial supervision. You'll be required to pay a deposit of $171 to cover certain statutory required fees within 30 days. You'll be under pretrial supervision of the probation department on 117 East Main Street. You report to them immediately after court, and then after that for 4 weeks, and then after that, as they determine, undergo random drug testing in order, provide phone numbers for home cell employer, have no contact with the alleged victims. If recommended by probation, you'll be evaluated for substance abuse or mental health issues. Many treatments indicated you'll enroll in and follow that during pendency of this action. You'll also be under house arrest, meaning you have to be at your residence at all times unless you're working, going to and from work, medical appointments, court proceedings in this or any other case, appointments with an attorney or probation officer in this or any other case, and also attend any kind of job training, educational programming, etc. Other than that, you have to be there at all times. If you fail to comply with that order, then your bond could be revoked, and you could be held till further before the court.
Okay.
All right. You have any questions?
No, sir, Your Honor.
And you've been photographed and fingerprinted?
Yes.
All right. Your residence is 678. What is that?
Beach Flat.
Beach Flat?
Yeah. Road.
Beach Flat Road. Where is that?
It's right past Carmel, by 7.
Is it in Pike County?
Yeah,
It's in Pike County, Your
Pike
Honor.
County area.
Oh, okay, Pike County, that's why I never heard of it. Okay, the Hillsborough address. All right. I'll just use September 10th.
We just had a 17-minute
Yeah, so we're good. Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, so you're going to get your assignment notice here from the bailiff. We'll notify your attorney of his appointment. You're going to go downstairs and sign your OR bond and make payment arrangements for your deposit, and then you're going to report to the clerk. Your first pretrial is going to be set for September the 10th at 1 p.m. Final pretrial will be September 24 at 1 p.m. and trial date will be October the 6th at 8 a.m. All right, just step around there and get your assignment notice, then go down to the clerk's office, then go to probation. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Robert Gardner. Case number 25 CR 115, State of Ohio versus Robert E. Gardner. You're Robert E. Gardner?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Gardner has been charged with strangulation and domestic violence. State's represented by Assistant Prosecuting Attorney King. Mr. King has the alleged victim of the charges been notified of the time, place, and purpose of this hearing, the right to be heard.
Yes, Your Honor, and the alleged victim is monitoring this hearing on YouTube.
All right. All right, so you were charged, or indicted by the grand jury with strangulation that alleges that on or about June 29th in this county, you did knowingly cause or create a substantial risk of physical harm to V by means of strangulation or suffocation, and that V was a member, family or household member, or person with whom you were or had been in a dating relationship. And then count 2 alleges that you knowingly caused or attempted to cause physical harm to V, a family or household member, and you had previously been convicted of domestic menacing in Highland County Court, case number CRB 25-00029A on March 31, 2025. Both of those are fourth-degree felonies. Both of those carry a sentence, possible sentence if convicted of 6 months to 18 months imprisonment and a fine of $5,000. Now, you are entitled to have an attorney to represent you. If you don't have the money to hire one, the court will appoint one for you. So you filled out a financial statement here. It indicates you're not employed. When was the last time you were employed, Mr. Gardner?
About 2 months ago.
And where were you working?
Trade Bridge, LLC.
A what?
Construction.
Construction? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you're not working now?
No, I'm currently in treatment at the Counseling Center in Portsmouth.
Okay. All right.
I've been there the last 37 days.
All right. The court will appoint, let's see, Attorney Catherine Hatner of Hillsborough, Ohio, to represent you. And in the absence of counsel, I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. can't do that. I see she's a GAL in a CPS case, so she won't be able to do that. So I'll appoint Mr. Wagner's also involved in that. So I'll appoint Attorney Dennis Kirk, Hillsborough, Ohio, to represent you. And in the absence of counsel, I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Your first pretrial will be set for September the 10th, 1 p.m., or I'm sorry, 2 p.m., 2 o'clock p.m. Final pretrial will be October the 1st at 2 p.m. Trial will be set for November the 10th at 8 a.m. See, this defendant's been, was he released on bond in a county court?
Yes.
Was it no OR?
OR bond.
Yeah, it appears it was an OR bond, Your Honor.
All right, well, pursuant to the rule then, unless the state has evidence contrary, the court's required to grant an OR.
No, Your Honor.
All right, so the court will set your bond as an OR only. That is your promise to appear. If you fail to appear, you could be prosecuted for an additional felony, and if convicted, sentenced on that no matter what happens in this case. You're also required to pay a deposit of $171 to cover the statutorily required fees. You can do that within 30 days. You'll be under pretrial supervision of the probation department at 117 East Main Street. You'll report to them immediately after court. You know where that is?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
All right. Well, it's this is East Main right here to your left, my right. Or I'm sorry, West Main. East Main's on the other side of the light, and it's on the other side of the street, right on the alley, across from the gas station. It's a brick building, brick front. So you'll be required to report to them immediately upon your release. Report to them once a week for 4 weeks. After that, as they determine, undergo random drug testing that they order. Provide phone numbers for home cell employer. Not to have any contact with the alleged victim or any family member of the alleged victim. If recommended by probation, well, you're already in treatment, so we'll leave that as it is. You'll be under house arrest at and you say you're at the counseling center?
Yes, sir.
And you'll be required to be there at all times unless otherwise permitted by them. And you're to comply with your treatment plan at TCC during this action. Have you been fingerprinted and photographed on this case?
About 2 months ago, they picked me up for a warrant for this case.
Okay, was that at the sheriff's office?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll notify your attorney of his appointment. You're going to get your assignment notice here for the bailiff. Then you're going to go downstairs, sign your OR bond, make payment arrangements on your deposit, then go down to the probation department. And that your reporting there, since you're in treatment, after today, can be by phone or Zoom while you're in treatment, as long as you're in treatment. All right. Have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. We'll notify Mr. Kirk of his appointment. You can get his phone number from the clerk's office. Jamie D. Coonrod. Is this in? All right, this is case number 25 CR 111, State of Ohio versus Jamie Dean Coonrod. Are you Jamie Dean Coonrod? All right, Mr. Coonrod, you were indicted by the grand jury on August the 5th on charge of aggravated trafficking of methamphetamine and aggravated possession of methamphetamine, as well as a forfeiture. Count 1 alleges on or about June the 3rd of this year, you knowingly prepared for shipment, shipped, transport, delivered, prepared for distribution or distributed methamphetamine in an amount over 5 times bulk, less than 50 times bulk, when you knew or had reasonable cause to believe it was intended for sale or resale by yourself or another. Count 2 alleges on about the same date and time you possessed that amount. Both of those are second-degree felonies which carry a mandatory prison term if convicted of at least 2 years, a maximum of 8 years, and can be up to 1/2 of your sentence added on by the Department of Corrections under the Reagan Post Law. And you're also subject to a fine of up to $15,000, mandatory fine of $7,500. Now, you're entitled to have an attorney, and if you don't have money to hire one, the court will appoint one for you. And I see that you have filled out a financial disclosure form. Is everything on this form complete?
That's part of it.
All right. The court will appoint Attorney Jeffrey Glosser of Chillicothe, Ohio, to represent you. In the absence of counsel, will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. First pretrial will be set for September the 24th. At 2:15 p.m. Final pretrial will be October the 29th at 2:15 p.m. Both of those can be by Zoom. Do you have a phone or a computer with video capability?
I need access to it.
All right. So you can do those by Zoom. If you give that information to the bailiff and the assignment commissioner, they'll send that to you and your attorney. Trial date will be set for November the 10th. Of course, that will be in person, and that's at 8 a.m. All right. Let's see, did you post a bond in the lower court, or was that an OR only?
Oh,
All right. So the court will continue your OR only bond, which is your promise to appear. And if you fail to appear, you could be prosecuted for an additional felony. And if convicted, sentenced on that, no matter what happens in this case. You'll also be under pretrial supervision of the probation department, meaning you have to be there at all times. Meaning you'll have to report there immediately after court, and then once a week for 4 weeks, and after that, as they determine, they also do have a Greenfield office, and so you live in Greenfield, so you can report there. So you have to do that once a week for 4 weeks, and after that is determined. Undergo random drug testing they may order. Provide phone number for home cell employer. If recommended by probation, you'll be evaluated for substance abuse and mental health issues. May treatment indicated. You enroll in and follow that during the pendency of this action. Be under house arrest at your residence at 339 North Street in Greenfield, meaning you have to be there at all times unless you're working, going to and from work, medical appointments, court proceedings in this or any other case, appointments with an attorney or probation officer in this or any other case. You can also attend any kind of job training, educational programming of any sort. and you can also attend church services. Other than that, you have to be there at all times. And if you fail to comply with that order, then your bond could be revoked and you could be held till further order of the court. And you've been fingerprinted and photographed
I think they need that Greenfield.
at Greenfield?
I think so.
Okay. You say you think so?
Yeah.
All right.
I think you get one.
All right. Let the probation department know when you go there, ask them to call the sheriff's office. If they haven't, they can fingerprint you there. All right. Okay. You can get your attorney's phone number, contact information from down at the, here, Marcia, I forgot to put this short thing. Down at the clerk's office so you can make contact with him. So make sure you contact him. All right. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. You can go with the... Case number 25 CR 112, State of Ohio versus Tommy Ray Nisley. You're Tommy Ray Nisley?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Nisley is here for Raymond on a failure to comply with order signal police officer. Jacob Wagner, your attorney, contacted me just a few minutes ago and indicated on the phone that you just retained him yesterday and he was not able to be here. But I'm going to go ahead and see if your Raymond entered on guilty plea on your behalf. And then you can talk with him afterwards about the scheduling. We'll give you the assignment notice and we'll send it to him. You're charged with failure to comply with the order signal police officer, a third-degree felony. It alleges that on or about June 10th of this year in this county, you'd operate a motor vehicle so willfully to elude or flee a police officer after received a signal to stop, and that caused a risk, either did cause or caused a substantial risk of serious physical harm to persons and property. That offense, if convicted, carries a possible prison term between 9 and 36 months, a fine of up to $10,000, and there is a mandatory license suspension of at least 3 years, and it could be as much as life. Now, the court will go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Your first pretrial will be set for September the 10th at 2:00 p.m. Final pre-trial will be October the 1st at 2:00 p.m. And your jury trial will be set for November the 13th at 8 a.m. Let's see, you posted a bond in the county court, I believe, $50,000?
Sir.
All right. That the bond is in the file, so the court will continue that bond, plus your own recognizance, which is your promise to appear. If you fail to appear, then you could be prosecuted for an additional felony, and if convicted, sentenced on that, no matter what happens in this case. Now, you'll be required to pay a deposit of $116 for the statutorily required fees. You'll be required to be under pretrial supervision of the probation department at 117 East Main Street. You know where that's located?
I heard you tell the last guy.
Yeah, right on the other side of the street, just down.
Yes, sir.
You report to them. That's 117 East Main Street. You report to them as soon as we're done here. You'll be required to report to them once a week for 4 weeks, and after that, as they determine, undergo random drug testing they may order, provide phone numbers for home, cell, and employer. If recommended by probation, you'll be evaluated for substance abuse and mental health issues. If any treatments indicated, you enroll in and follow that during the pendency of this action. And your address is 1020 Lewis Street, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's Washington Courthouse?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you'll be under house arrest at that location, meaning you have to be there at all times unless you're working, going to and from work, medical appointments, court proceedings in this or any other case, appointments with an attorney or probation officer in this or any other case. You can also attend any kind of job training that you may have, educational programming of any sort. You can attend church services, and again, appointments with attorneys or probation officers or court appearances in this or any other case. Other than that, you have to be there at all times. If you fail to comply with that order, then the court could revoke that bond and have you held till further order of the court. And if you fail to comply with and appear as required by the OR bond, then you could be prosecuted for an additional felony and a convicted sentence no matter what happens in this case. And you were fingerprinted and photographed when you were charged?
I went and picked my summons up at Highland County, and they didn't fingerprint me or nothing. So
When you were arrested, were you photographed,
in
fingerprinted?
Greenfield, I don't think they did.
All right, so you'll report then to the sheriff's department after you go to probation. Report to the sheriff's department to be fingerprinted and photographed.
Okay.
So you're going to go downstairs with court staffer here and sign your OR bond, get your assignment notice. You're going to go down to the probation department to report for your pretrial supervision, then stop at the sheriff's office for fingerprinting booking. Have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Jessica Apt. Okay, case number 25CR113, State of Ohio versus Jessica Marie Apt. Is that how you pronounce that?
Act.
ABT, Apt? Okay. All right, Ms. Apt, you were indicted by the grand jury on the 5th of August on a charge of aggravated possession of methamphetamine, a 5th degree felony. That alleges that on or about June the 7th of this year that you knowingly obtained, possessed, or used methamphetamine, a Schedule II controlled substance. If convicted, that carries a possible term of incarceration of 6 to 12 months and a fine of $2,500. Now, you are entitled to have an attorney to represent you, and if you don't have money to hire one, the court will appoint one for you. So you did fill out a financial statement. Is everything on this correct?
Yes.
When was the last time you were employed?
2020.
I'm sorry?
2020.
And why don't you work?
I've been looking for work employment, and I had a baby.
All right. Well, the court will find that you're entitled to appointed counsel. I'll appoint Catherine Hatner of Hillsborough to represent you. In the absence of counsel, I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Your first pretrial will be scheduled for September the 10th at 2:00 p.m. Final pretrial will be October the 1st at 2:00 p.m. And your trial date will be November the 13th at 8 a.m. And let's see, did you have an OR bond at Greenfield, or was it $5,000? Okay, did you have to post them on? Was it OR only?
Yeah, I posted bond.
Was that $5,000?
10% cash or professional, I believe.
Okay, so you put up $500 cash? Cash bond posted, yeah, okay. All right. So it'll be $5,000 bond, 10%. Confirm with the clerk they have the cash. It should have been transferred from county court. Plus an OR. And OR is your own recognizance. And if you fail to appear as required, then you could be prosecuted for an additional felony and a convicted sentence on that no matter what happens in this case. Now you'll also be under pretrial supervision in the probation department at 117 East Main Street here in Hillsborough. It's right across the street from the Flagway station. You came past it when you came in. It's on the south side, right on the alley and brick front. So you report there immediately after court. Report once a week for 4 weeks. After that, as they determine, undergo random drug testing they may order. Provide phone numbers for a home sound employer. If recommended by probation, you'll be evaluated for substance abuse and mental health issues. Any treatments recommended, you're to enroll in and follow that during the pendency of this action. You'll also be under house arrest at your residence at 441. Is that Dreher Lane?
Yes.
And you spelled it with an A, but it's D-R-E-H-E-R, isn't it?
They changed it, I think.
Okay, so it's an A? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Dreher Lane in Bainbridge, meaning you have to be there at all times unless you're working, going to and from work, medical appointments, court proceedings in this or any other case, appointments with an attorney or probation officer in this or any other case, and also attend any kind of job training, schooling, educational programming. And if you fail to comply, that bond can be revoked and you can be held till further order of the court. And have you been fingerprinted and photographed?
I was photographed. I don't believe I was fingerprinted.
All right, so you report to the sheriff's office for booking. So as soon as you get done with the court, you're going to sign your assignment notice, go down to the clerk's office, sign your OR bond, and make payment arrangements for that deposit. You're going to go down to the probation department for your pretrial supervision. Then you need to go out to the sheriff's office. You know where that's located, out on the north end of town, behind Southern State.
Yeah.
All right, 130 Homestead Drive, behind the college. So you report to them immediately. Oh, you're done after you see the probation department. All right, we'll notify your attorney of her appointment, and you can get her phone number also from the clerk's office. You need to reach out to her to make an appointment to talk about the case with her. You have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan Brown. All right, case number 25CR117, State of Ohio versus Ryan Brown. And you're Ryan Brown?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Brown, you were indicted by the grand jury on the 5th of August on 2 charges. One is possession of heroin in count 1, and one is possession of fentanyl-related compound in count 2. Count 1 alleges on or about March 28, 2025 in this county, you knowingly obtained, possessed, or used heroin over 10 unit doses less than 50 grams or over 1 gram less than 5 grams, which would be bulk amount. And count 2 alleges on or about the same date and time knowingly possessed or used a fentanyl-related compound, fentanyl. First count is a 4th-degree felony, which carries a possible prison term between 6 and 18 months, fine of $5,000. Count 2 is a 5th-degree felony, carries a possible term of 6 to 12 months and a fine of $2,500. Now, you're entitled to have an attorney to represent you in this matter, and if you don't have the money to hire one, the court will appoint one for you. So you have filled out a financial disclosure form. Is everything on this correct?
Yes.
When's the last time you were employed?
About 9 months ago.
All right. Why aren't you working now?
Well, I've been working on my sobriety, and my grandma had a health scare. She had a pacemaker put in, so
Okay.
I've been helping her.
Are you in treatment?
I'm doing outpatient treatment, which I have a
Okay, where is that located?
West Union,
All right.
a Ray of Hope is what it's
Okay.
called.
All right. Well, the court then will find you are entitled to appoint counsel, appoint Attorney Danielle Witt of Hillsborough to represent you. In the absence of counsel, I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Your first pretrial will be set for September the 24th at 1 p.m. Now, make that September the 10th at 1 p.m. Final pretrial will be September the 24th at 1 p.m. and your trial date will be October the 9th at 8 a.m. Your bond is an OR only, which is your promise to appear. If you fail to appear, you could be prosecuted for an additional felony, and if convicted, sentenced on that, no matter what happens in this case. Be required to pay a deposit of $171 to cover certain statutorily required fees. You'll be under pretrial supervision of the probation department, meaning you have to be there at all times unless you're working, going to and from work, medical appointments, court proceedings in this or any other case. You can also attend well, let me back up. You have to report to the probation department once a week for 4 weeks, and after that, as they determine, undergo random drug testing, provide phone numbers for home cell employer. If recommended by probation, be evaluated for substance abuse or mental health treatment. Since you're already in that, be taken care of. But you have to follow the conditions of that during the pendency of this action. And also be under house arrest at your residence at 8881 West Deadfall Road in Hillsborough, meaning you have to be there at all times. Unless you're working, going to and from work, medical appointments, court proceedings in this or any other case, and also attending kind of job training, educational programming, schooling, college, GED classes, et cetera, church services, and also to transport your grandmother, you say you're taking care of.
Yes.
All right. So you can do things like get her medicine and take her appointments that she may have, health care appointments and things of that nature. Other than that, you have to be there at all times, and if you fail to comply with the order, then the court could revoke that and have you held till further order of the court. All right. And were you fingerprinted and photographed when you were picked up?
Yes.
All right. So you're going to go downstairs. You're going to get an assignment notice here from the bailiff. Go downstairs and sign your OR bond, make a payment arrangement, sign your deposit, and then go to probation. And you get your phone number, your attorney's phone number and address there from the clerk's office.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's not here. All right, case number 25, CR 123, State of Ohio versus John M. Barger. Mr. Barger was indicted in a 3-count indictment, 1 count being a forfeiture, and then possession, aggravated possession of fentanyl-related and methamphetamine drug offenses. He says it's set for an arraignment at 8:30. It's now 9:30 a.m., and he is not present. I'm looking at the file. It says he was served by the sheriff on August the 13th. So, due to his non-appearance, the court will issue a habeas for his arrest. All right, are you Bryce Moore?
Yes, sir.
This is case number 18 CR 247, State of Ohio versus Bryce Moore. This is a hearing on Mr. Moore's motion to seal his record. He's appearing pro se. Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Adam King is appearing on behalf of the state. Defendant was convicted of aggravated possession of drugs, a third-degree felony, on July 5th of 2019. Was released from community control successfully on June the 27th, 2022. I did order a sealing record report, and from that report, it appears this is the only felony conviction Mr. Moore has, and that he's not had any